Galatians 5:13. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty, only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
You shall love the Lord your God, and you shall guard his injunctions, and his ordinances, and his commandments, and his judgments all the days. You shall know today that I do not speak to your children, as many as are not knowing, nor knew the instruction of the Lord your God, and his magnificence, and the fortified hand, and the high arm, and his signs, and his miracles, as many as he did in the midst of Egypt to Pharaoh king of Egypt, and all of his land. And as many things as he did to the force of the Egyptians, their chariots, and their cavalry, as he endued them in the water of the Red Sea upon their face, pursuing them from the coming after you. The Lord destroyed them until today's day. And as many things as he did to you in the wilderness, until you came into this place, and as many things as he did to Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, son of Reuben, which the earth opened, her mouth swallowed them, and their houses, and their tents, and all their means of support with them, in the midst of all Israel. For your eyes saw all the works of the Lord, the great ones, as many as he did among you today. But you shall guard all of his commandments, as many as I give charge to you today, that you should live, and should manifoldly multiply. And you should inherit the land into which you passed over the Jordan there to inherit it, that you should prolong your days among the land of which the Lord swore by an oath to your fathers to give to them, and to their seed after them, a land flowing of milk and honey. For it is the land into which you enter there to inherit it. It is not as the land of Egypt, from where you went forth from there, whenever they sow the seed, and water with the feet as a garden of vegetables. But the land into which you enter there to inherit it, it is a mountainous land, and plain. From out of the rain of the heaven it shall drink water. A land which the Lord your God oversees it always, as the eyes of the Lord your God are upon it from the beginning of the year, and until the completion of the year. But if in hearing you should hear all his commandments, as many as I give charge to you today, to love the Lord your God, to serve him from your entire heart and from your entire soul, then he will give the rain for your land according to season, early and late, and you shall carry in your grain, and your wine, and your olive oil. You shall give fodder in your fields to your cattle, and having eaten and having been filled up, take heed to yourselves, not widening your heart, that you should transgress, and should serve other gods, and should do obeisance to them. The Lord being enraged should be angry with you, that he should hold together the heaven, and there will not be rain. The earth shall not give of its fruit, and you shall be destroyed quickly from the good land which the Lord gave to you. You shall put these words into your heart and into your soul. You shall affix them for a sign upon your hand, and it shall be unshaken before your eyes. You shall teach your children them to speak them sitting down in the house, going in the way, lying in the bed, and arising. You shall write them upon the lintels of your house and of your gates. Then you should multiply your days, and the days of your sons, upon the land which the Lord swore by an oath to you and to your fathers to give to them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. And it will be if hearing you should hear all these commandments which I give charge to you today to do them, to love the Lord your God, and to go in all his ways, and to cleave to him. Then the Lord will cast out all these nations from your face. You shall inherit great nations, and stronger ones than you. Every place whichever the track of your foot may tread will be yours, from the wilderness and till Banan, and from the river of the great river Euphrates, and unto the sea at the descent of the sun it will be your boundaries. Not shall anyone withstand against your face. For the fear of you and the trembling because of you the Lord your God shall place upon the face of all the land, upon whichever you should mount upon it, in which manner he spoke to you. Behold, I give before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing, if you should hear the commandments of the Lord your God, as many as I give charge to you today, and the curse, if you do not hearken to the commandments of the Lord your God, as many as I give charge to you today, and you should wander from the way which I gave charge to you, having gone to serve other gods, ones who do not perceive. Then it will be whenever the Lord your God should bring you into the land into which you pass over there to inherit it. Then you shall give the blessing upon Mount Gerizim, and the curses upon Mount Ebal. Behold, are these not only the other side of the Jordan, behind the way of the descent of the sun in the land of Canaan, the people dwelling upon the descent being next to Gilgal, neighboring the high oak? For you are passing over the Jordan, entering to inherit the land which the Lord our God gives to us by lot all the ways. days, and you shall inherit and dwell in it. You shall guard to do all his orders, and these judgments which I give in your presence today. And these are the orders and the judgments which you shall guard to do in the land of which the Lord your God of your fathers gives to you by lot all the days of which you live upon the land. By destruction you shall destroy all the places in which the nations serve their gods, whose land you shall inherit them upon the high mountains, and upon the hills, and underneath every bushy tree. You shall raise their shrines, break their monuments, and you shall cut down their sacred groves, and the carvings of their gods you shall incinerate by fire. You shall destroy their names from out of that place. You shall not do so with the Lord your God. But in the place whichever the Lord your God should choose from all of your tribes to name his name there, and to be called upon, even you shall seek after and enter there. You shall bring there the whole burnt offering of yours, and your sacrifices, and your tenths, and your vow offerings, and your voluntary offerings, and your acknowledgment offerings, the firstborn of your oxen, and of your sheep. And you shall eat there before the Lord your God. You shall be glad in all the things of whichever you should put your hands, you and your houses, and so far as the Lord your God blesses you. You shall not do according to all as many as we do here today, each doing the pleasing thing before him. For you do not come unto the present time for the rest and for the inheritance which the Lord our God gives you. But you shall pass over the Jordan, and you shall dwell upon the land of which the Lord our God shall inherit to you. And you shall rest from all your enemies round about, and you shall dwell with safety. And there will be the place whichever the Lord your God should choose his name to be called upon there. There you shall bring all as many things as I give charge to you today, your whole burnt offerings, and your sacrifices, and your tithes, and your firstfruits of your hands, and every choice thing of your gifts, as many as you should vow to the Lord. You shall be glad before the Lord your God, you and your sons, and your daughters, and your manservants, and your maidservants, and the Levites at your gates. For there is not to him a portion nor lot with you. Take heed to yourself that you should not offer of your whole burnt offerings in any place of whichever you should behold, but only in the place which the Lord your God should choose it, in one of your cities. There you shall offer your whole burnt offerings, and there you shall do all as many things as I give charge to you today. In all your desire you shall sacrifice, and shall eat meats according to the blessing of the Lord your God which he gave to you in every city. The unclean among you and the clean shall eat it, the same as a dog or a doe or a stag. Except the blood you shall not eat upon the land. You shall pour it out as water. You shall not be able to eat in your cities the tithe of your grain, and your wine, and your olive oil, the firstborn of your oxen, and of your sheep, and all the vows, as many as you should have vowed, and your acknowledgment offerings, and the firstfruits of your hands. But only before the Lord your God shall you eat them, in the place in whichever the Lord your God himself should choose for you and your sons and your daughters, your manservant, and your maidservant, and the Levite, and the foreigner in your cities. You shall be glad before the Lord your God over all of whatsoever you should put your hand upon. Take heed to yourself that you should not abandon the Levite all the time, as much as you should live upon the land. And if the Lord your God should widen your borders, just as he spoke to you, and you shall say, I will eat meats, if your soul should desire to as to eat meats, in every desire of your soul you shall eat meats. And if at a farther distance from you be the place whichever the Lord your God should choose to call upon his name there, then you shall sacrifice from your oxen and from your sheep whatever the Lord your God should give to you, in which manner I gave charge to you. You shall eat in your cities according to the desire of your soul. As the doe and the stag are eaten, so you shall eat it. The unclean among you and the clean shall eat it likewise. Take heed strongly to not eat blood, for its blood is life, and you shall not eat life with the meats. You shall not eat blood upon the earth, you shall pour it out as water. You shall not eat it, thy good should happen to you, and to your sons after you, if you should do the good and the pleasing thing before the Lord your God. Accept your holy things whichever should come to you, and taking your vow offerings, you shall come in the place whichever the Lord your God should choose his name to be called upon there. And there you shall offer your whole burnt offerings. The meats you shall offer upon the altar of the Lord your God. But the blood of your sacrifices you shall pour towards the base of the altar of the Lord your God. But the meats you may eat. Guard and hearken, and you shall do all the words which I give charge to you, that good should happen to you, and to your sons through the eon, if you should do the pleasing and the good thing before the Lord your God. But if the Lord your God should utterly destroy the nations into which you should enter there to inherit the land from the presence, you should inherit them and dwell in their land, Take heed to yourselves. You should not seek to follow them after their being utterly destroyed from your face. In no way should you seek after their gods, seeing how these nations act with their gods, I also shall act. You shall not do so to the Lord your God, for the abominations which the Lord detested they did with their gods, for also their sons and their daughters they incinerated in fire to their gods. Every word which I give charge to you today, this you should guard to do. You shall not add unto it, nor remove from it. And if there should rise up among you a prophet, or one dreaming dreams, and he should give to you a sign or a miracle, and it should come to pass, the sign or the miracle which he spoke to you, saying, we should go and serve other gods who we do not know, you shall not hearken to the words of that prophet, or the one dreaming that dream. For the Lord your God tests you to know if you love the Lord your God from your entire heart and from your entire soul. You shall go after the Lord your God, and him you shall fear, and his commandments you shall keep, and his voice you shall hearken to, and to him you shall serve. To him you shall be added to. And that prophet, or that one dreaming the dream, shall die, for he spoke to cause you to wander from the Lord your God, the one leading you from the land of Egypt, ransoming you from slavery, and to push you from the way of which the Lord your God gave charge to you to go by it. You shall remove their wicked thing from you, and if there should enjoy you your brother from your father, or from your mother, or of your son, or of your daughter, or of your wife, or one in your bosom, or your equal friend to your soul, in private, saying, we should go and should serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers know, of the gods of the nations surrounding you, of the ones near to you, or of the ones far from you, from the uttermost parts of the earth unto the uttermost parts of the earth. You shall not acquaintance to him. You shall not hear him. You shall not spare your eye upon him. You shall not show mercy upon him, and shall not shelter him. Announcing you shall announce concerning him, and your hand shall be blessed upon him as first to kill him, and the hand of all the people upon him last. They shall throw stones at him with stones, and he shall die. For he sought to abstain you from the Lord your God, the one leading you from the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. And all Israel hearing shall fear, and shall not add to do again according to this wicked matter among you. If it should be heard in one of your cities, which the Lord your God gives to you, for you to dwell there, saying, men, lawbreakers came forth from you, and left all the ones dwelling in their city, saying, we should go and serve other gods which you did not know, then you shall examine and shall ask, and shall search exceedingly. Behold, if the word be clearly true that this abomination has taken place among you, then by doing away with you shall do away with all the ones dwelling in that city, by carnage of the sword, under anathema you shall devote it to consumption, and all the things in it, and all its cattle by the mouth of the sword, and all its spoil you shall bring together into its corridors. You shall burn the city by fire, and all its spoils in full assembly before the Lord your God. They shall be uninhabited in the aeon. They shall not be rebuilt again. You shall not cleave to anything of that being offered up for consumption, as anathema in your hand, so that the Lord should be turned away from the rage of his anger, and should grant you your mercy, and should show mercy on you, should multiply you, in which manner the Lord swore by an oath to your fathers, that you should hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, to guard all his commandments which I give charge to you today, to do the good and the pleasing things before the Lord your God.
Hear, O children, the instruction of a father, and take heed to know insight. For I present to you a good gift. You should not abandon my word. For I was also a son subject to a father, and being loved in the presence of a mother, the ones who spoke and taught me, saying, establish our word in your heart. Keep the commandments, do not forget. Acquire wisdom, acquire understanding. You should not forget, nor should you ignore the sayings of my mouth, nor should you turn aside from the words of my mouth. You should not abandon it, for it shall hold to you. Love it passionately, and it will keep you. Wisdom is the beginning, acquire wisdom, and in all of your possession acquire understanding. Surround her with a rampart, and she shall exalt you. Esteem her, so she should keep you, that she should give a crown of favors to your head, and should shield you with a crown of luxury. Hear, O sons, and receive my words, and years of your life will be multiplied to you, that to you there should be many ways of life. For the ways of wisdom I teach you, and I put you on board straight tracks. For when you should go, your footsteps will not be hemmed in, and when you should run, you should not tire. Take hold of my instruction, you should not let go, but keep it to yourself for your life. You should not come by impious ways, nor be jealous of the ways of lawbreakers. In whatever place they should encamp, you should not come there. Turn aside from them and alter course. For they shall not sleep unless they should have done evil. Sleep is removed from them, and they do not go to bed. For thus they feed well on grain of impiety, and by wine of a lawbreaker they are intoxicated. But the ways of the just are likened to light, they radiate. They go before and give light, until whenever the day should get set out.
The ways of the impious
are dark. They do not know how they stumble. O son, take heed to my saying, and to my words set aside your ear, so that your springs should not fail you. Keep them in your heart, for they are like life to all the ones finding them, and healing to all flesh. With all guard, give heed to your heart, for from out of these things are the issues of life. Remove yourself from a crooked mouth, and thrust away the unjust lips far from you. Let your eyes see straight, and your eyelids nod assent to the just. Make straight tracks for your feet, and straighten out your ways. You should not turn aside unto the right, nor unto the left, but turn your foot from an evil way. For the ways, the ones of the right, God knows, but the ones perverting are on the left. And he makes your tracks straight, and he shall lead before your goings in peace.
When you worship me in spirit and truth, you join with choirs of angels who are continually before my throne. Though you cannot hear their voices, your praise and your thanksgiving are distinctly audible in heaven. Your petitions are also heard, but it is your gratitude that clears the way to my heart. With the way between us wide open, my blessings fall upon you in rich abundance. The greatest blessings is nearest to me, abundant joy and peace in my presence. Practice praising and thanking me continually throughout this day. John 4:23 and 24. Yet a time is coming, and has now come, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for they are the kind of worshippers the Father seeks. God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in spirit and in truth. Psalm 100:4. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, and praise his name.